The grapes say when it was stepped on? Nothing. It just let out a little whine.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
Welcome you all back to 757 Saturday Sports Talk, powered by Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe. And we are glad you're all tuned in. We've got more football talk coming your way in just a little bit, but we have a special guest with us. He is the head basketball coach of the reigning VHSL Class 3 state champion Spotswood Trailblazers, and also the head of the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia. Big clinic coming up next week in Charlottesville. It's our pal Chad Edwards with us here on the program. Coach, how's life treating you? You're back in school. The summer's over. Ed's back in school and coaching again. Oh, my goodness. It's been a crazy last few months, hasn't it?
Yes, back at it. Very excited to be back at school and seeing my kids daily. Right now we're working hard in the weight room and on the track and a couple nights in the gym. And then we're super excited about the coaching clinic coming up in Charlottesville on Saturday.
Tell us a little bit about it. How did this come about, and sort of the details, if you can, if people still want to get involved and come check it out.
So the Virginia High School Coaches Association for years offered summer clinics in coordination with the All-Star game. And my experience with that is those were offered in the summertime. And I can remember my coach, Coach Kramer, going down, and it was like a coaching convention, and coaches from all over the state would get together and for fellowship and to learn more basketball. And then over time, the basketball landscape has changed. The summer is not conducive for college coaches now with the recruiting demands in July. And just over time, that clinic kind of went away in Virginia. And when we started our Coaches Association, that was one of our very top priorities. We wanted to bring that back and give our coaches from all parts of Virginia a relatively central place to get together and spend time together, first of all, and then secondly, learn from other coaches. And in year one, we've got an impressive roster of speakers. And then the thing that we've tried to do with our clinic with BCAV, and what I think sets us apart, is this is designed to be truly a staff retreat. And what I mean by that is I've been to a lot of clinics, some of the larger Nike clinics, some on-campus clinics at the larger universities. In the majority of time, those clinics are on-court X and O sessions. And that certainly has its place. And we're going to offer that portion of the clinic with BCAV. But besides that, high school coaches, we got to wear many hats. A lot of us don't have a strength coach. So we're going to have a strength and conditioning speaker, one unique for male athletes and one unique for female athletes. We're going to bring in a UVA sports psychologist to work on mental performance with your players. College and universities often have this kind of support staff, but high school coaches, a lot of times we're doing it all. We've got sessions on recruiting tips. I struggle with technology, so I want to learn more about analytics and technology and how to get more efficient with my program. I want to learn how to use social media in my program to promote things. So to me, this is what sets the BCAV clinic apart, is we're going to have 3 speakers offered each hour on the hour. And our vision is the head coach would bring his staff each year to our coaching clinic, and the staff will divide up and they're going to learn about a variety of topics. And then on the way home, they can discuss what they learned and immediately apply some practical lessons, hopefully on Monday when they go back to their programs.
Good stuff there. And Ed, that's right up your alley with social media, because you got to learn how to use some of these technology things now.
Yeah, Chad and I share that common thing in putting together my staff. at the new position in Smithfield. I'm trying to hire young dudes who know social media well, I can give that to them and it won't blow up and it won't be some craziness going on there. And we can, do some good things for the kids in the program. Because even the kids can do it because they're on social media, even in school. But I do like the way Chad and the guys have set up the clinic. I can't wait to get in there. Chad was getting on me. He's like, Coach, you haven't registered. Coach, you haven't registered. I said, Chad, give me a second. I keep going to it to register. Then something else came up. And I said, oh, man, I didn't register. And I have to go back to it again. I do 2 more questions. And then something else came up. So I finally got it in there. And I'm definitely going to be there. In fact, I'm going to come up to the Friday night social that I want Chad to talk about, too, because there's another interesting thing about it. And then also, too, Chad, you mentioned about the different topics and whatever. But also first off, go into some of the speakers, if you got there in front of you, some of the guys that are coming in. I know we got one big highlight guy coming in. They're all good, but a lot of times people want to know that big name that they can recognize, and we have that.
Yep, the big name would be Mike D'Antoni, 2-time NBA Coach of the Year, assistant coach with the Olympic team. To me, he deserves a lot of credit just for revolutionizing basketball. And Steph Curry is the player that gets a lot of credit for ushering in the three-point era and kind of pace and space. But I think Mike D'Antoni is the coach most responsible, certainly at the NBA level. And he's an offensive mastermind, and we are blessed to have him and just super excited that he agreed to serve as our keynote speaker in our very first coaching clinic. Outside of Coach D'Antoni, what we want to do is showcase Virginia colleges each year. And so we're going to choose one Division I men's and one Division I women's program, and then do the same at the Division II level, and then do the same at the Division III level. And part of that is we want our high school coaches to connect and build these relationships with the in-state coaches. And small college basketball in Virginia is really, really good. It's some of the best in the country. And we want to highlight what we have here in Virginia. So we've got JMU's head coach, Preston Spradlin, for the Division I men's coach. This year for Division I women, he's slightly outside the state, but it's a coach who is very encouraging and supportive of Virginia coaches and me personally with starting this coaching association, and that's Tim Taylor. He was a longtime UVA assistant. He was a very successful high school basketball coach, and he's now the head coach at Navy. And he said, whenever you do a clinic, Coach, I want to be there to speak at the first one. So I'm really excited about getting him. We've got the Emory and Henry men's and women's coaches on the men's and women's side, and for Division II. And then Division III, we've got Josh Merkel at Randolph-Macon and Bill Broderick at Christopher Newport. And those guys are fantastic. Next year, we will feature a different collection of coaches, and we're never going to pick a date that works for every single coach. So we don't want to wear out our welcome and overdo it with coaches. We just want to gradually rotate them over time and give all of the coaches in Virginia equal exposure and opportunity to connect with our BCAV members.
That's really cool here, and a couple of neat things here. By the way, if folks want to find out more about the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia, they can visit the website. We see it scrolling across our ticker there. That is bcav.net. Again, bcav.net for more details about that. I got a chance to interview Tim Taylor this past year, Chad, because his Navy women's basketball team played our Old Dominion women's basketball team in the WNIT, and of course got a chance to do it for radio. In addition to that, I got to show you guys this because I know this might not seem like it's that important. Ed hates this. I used to have him finishing this, but Mike D'Antoni, who, like you said, definitely revolutionized the game. We do a little lookalike contest, and I always tell people he looks like the Pringles guy. That spitting image of the Pringles guy. He could win the lookalike contest. In fact, I think he might beat you, Ed, and Robert De Niro in the lookalike contest that we do when we bring it back. But it's a great thing that you guys have going there with the Coaches Association and this clinic. If someone wants to come by, give us the time and location if you can too.
So we're going to start welcoming our welcome address at 8:30 in the morning. Okay. And then we will start our presenters speaking at 9 a.m. We will have an hour lunch break throughout the day. And then Coach D'Antoni will finish up. He'll start at 6, and he's going to go until 7:30. And that's at Charlottesville High School in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Terrific. Ed?
Well, it means I got to get up early, so I'm going to drive up there Friday, stay over Friday night. And, Chad, you go. There's a get-together, if I'm not mistaken. Are we allowed to talk about that, or am I spilling beans I shouldn't?
No. Friday night, first year, we're learning how, that's our first time. And we wanted to offer something for coaches who are coming from far away, who are going to spend the night in the area. So Friday night, we're just going to have a coaches social. I'm explaining it as a meet and greet. In this year process, I've sent countless emails to a lot of coaches that I've never met. And the thing that I'm most excited about this weekend is for me to meet a lot of these coaches from around the state that I've never met before. And I want to personally say thank you for them joining our Coaches Association. A lot of people didn't get to see just the ovation that we got at the national conference. In year one, we had 572 members, and they told us in year one, if we had 100, it would be an A+ year. So at the national convention, we got, we earned a lot of respect and got quite an ovation for our first year efforts and our live event that we were able to offer jointly with the independent schools at Henrico. And we were used as an example of trying to be creative in offering a live event to get the very best players under one roof. And that in turn gets the most college coaches to show up. And, we just have a lot of momentum with the Coaches Association right now. And I want to personally thank as many coaches as I can. And I'd rather do that in person than I would with an email. Friday night is at Selvage Brewery in Charlottesville, Virginia. And that'll be from 7 until 9 p.m. And we've got a room reserved. And it's truly fellowship among high school coaches.
That's terrific. We'll also want to say thank you to you publicly, Chad, for all that you did for Ed and me this past summer, giving us a chance to cover the East Coast Live High School Showcase that took place at the Henrico Sports and Event Center. The mingling of the VHSL and VISAA teams was a great event. Got a chance to get tons of coverage and info that we'll be using on VirginiaPreps.com and moving forward, as well as the VHSL live event at the St. James up there in Springfield. I keep the packets that you guys hooked me up with right next to all my important books, like the Phil Steele magazine, my Bible, everything. It's right here in my bookcase. So I look at it constantly all the time, checking names and numbers and all the things that matter as far as all the different things we do when it comes to hoops. And again, visit the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia website at bcav.net for more details. Before we let you go, though, Ed was just, I say, squawking/complaining the last segment about football coaches breaking down film. You're a film guy, though. Be honest. You break it down a lot, and you did during your state championship journey last winter, didn't you?
We study a lot of film, and it might even be Ed that made fun of me. He said, "My goodness, Coach, you have more staff members than you have players on your bench." In today's world where most every game is available online somewhere, we as a staff collectively watch a lot of film, and that's certainly a big part of our game planning.
There you go, Ed. You got to dive into the film. He's so used to the old VCR days. You got to up the tech, Ed. Up the tech.
Well, that's where I struggle. The film session that we watch as a team, the guys kind of roll their eyes if I'm the only staff member doing that, because I struggle, and I don't even think my players know what a VCR is. But every time I say, I miss the days of VCR where I could set the counter and fast forward and rewind and not make any mistakes. With the modern stuff, I struggle, and I'm always jumping around, and the guys are laughing and kind of roll their eyes at me. So I will definitely be at the film watching portion of the clinic in Charlottesville.
Hey, Chad, we had Hank Sword, Lake Taylor football coach on. That's how far he went back. He said in his younger days of coaching, he threw the projector. You're probably too young for that. It was the reel-to-reel projector.
The reel-to-reel.
And he threw that against the game because he didn't like the game was already over and done with. And he said the kid scattered and didn't say a word. I said, I wasn't even that crazy. I'll run a thing back or whatever. But and film is important. And yes, they got to see it. Film don't lie. You got to see. But my point was with Matt, is especially with football coaches, they'll win a big game. And then they'll go to the film room and they talk more about, we missed this block. Coach, we won 27-0. Yeah, but we missed this. We can't do this. Next game, we're going to get beat. Y'all better pay attention. That kind of stuff. And I know I've probably been guilty of it too a little bit.
Yeah, when you have 21 turnovers and a 12-point win, you're still complaining about that too now.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
And broke your hand punching a wall.
Yeah, well, that's because the locker got in my way.
Oh, sorry.
But Chad, I do want to say this too. I know before we have to let you go on that, I'm going to keep saying every time I see it, hats off to you being the president. You've done an immense amount of work. If this thing is successful as it is, a lot of it is on you because you push. And we've talked. By the way, Matt, I think Chad gave me a position on the board. I was shocked.
Oh.
I'm very grateful. And I told Chad whatever I can do to help out. I've been pushing it down here because one thing I'm mad about, and I've said it to the coaches in the 757, we have the least membership participation in the association. And I'm not happy with that because we have great coaches, great teams, great players. We the best in the state of Virginia, 757. I know Chad ain't going to like that, but and I've had a lot of guys say to me, Coach, send me the information. Coach, I'm going to join. Coach, I'm going to try to come to the clinic. So I'm hoping that membership from 757 will get up there because it's needed. It is a fellowship. As Chad has said, we're trying to move the game. We're trying to coordinate with VHSL. Hey, VHSL, we're not your enemy. We're here to help you, support you. When there's basketball legislation, talk to us. We have the coaches. Let's get the feel. These are things that made me excited. And then Chad, like I said, man, you're doing a great job with it. I know you're busy trying to win another state title and all that. And I'm looking forward to it. As I told you, use me as necessary during the weekend. I'm there. But thanks, hats off to you, man.
I appreciate the kind words. And it is a labor of love and something I'm passionate about. But it wouldn't happen without coaches like you and all the others around the state getting involved. And what I would tell all coaches is we're respectful of time and family and all those things. And there's certainly different stages in one's coaching career. We understand if you don't have the time to serve in a leadership position, but at least join us. And then in time, when you get older, like Ed and I, kids are out of the house and you do have more time, then we might move you into a leadership position. But what's going to make this thing the most effective is for us to have participation from all 6 classifications, participation from both boys and girls basketball, and then all geographic regions too. The concerns with basketball are different in the 757 than they are in the Shenandoah Valley. And so participation is the best way for us to represent all the needs of coaches in Virginia. And Coach Young is graciously accepted a leadership position on our executive board, and he's tasked specifically with growing participation in the 757. And you can hear his passion as he's talking there. And Coach, I can't wait to work with you and see where this thing is a couple years down the road.
We got to get a Smithfield Spotswood game too, Chad.
We can probably do that.
Hey, I have no problem playing a champion as long as he's coming down to Smithfield, Packland.
I knew it. He's not going to you. I'm
not going to spot you. Me going to Spotswood, you crazy.
Well, maybe we'll negotiate a neutral site. How about that?
Yeah, meet in the middle. Meet in the middle. I like that.
Hey,
there you go. That's
Chad, I'll get you Smithfield ham, bacon, whatever you need. We'll take care of you, man. We'll get the kids a meal. Come on down to Packerland.
We love to have the best cook in America. He don't need the Smithfield ham. Come on.
I like it. Let's make it happen.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for stopping by. All the best with you and Ed in the clinic next week, and I'm sure we'll be getting you back on here down the road.
That sounds great. As always, appreciate your coverage, and not just for basketball. All you do for Virginia high school sports, I truly respect. Have a good weekend, guys.
Appreciate it. That's Chet Edwards, head basketball coach of Spotswood High, and also the president of the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia. See you, Coach. Again, visit bcav.net for more details. That's bcav.net. Quick timeout. We'll be back with more here on 757 Sports Talk on Cova Sports TV. Benjamin Du Bois said he's working on it, Ed, trying to get to 3-0. And Mama McCain chiming in. Melinda says, good morning. Good morning to you. I know it's a better morning for her with her baby boy. That 30-game win streak went out the window, but they got the W last night over Verina. A couple of unsung heroes stepping up, and William & Mary commit Javon Wiggins and Javonte Hughes helping out the Commodores. But stick around, more to come after this quick timeout here on